Aren't there a million and one nuances you could focus on when establishing quality standards for customer service? Yeah, of course. And here's the thing, you're not just setting standards for your human agents, but also setting them for your AI capabilities. So how do you even get started?
Welcome. You're with Brad Cleveland, bringing vision and clarity to customer experience, customer service, and contact centers.
Let's make this easy and effective. A proven way to establish quality standards is to categorize them as either foundation or finesse. And this framework I'll walk through with you works beautifully for both humans and AI. Now, before we jump in, just a quick reminder, if you're watching on YouTube, you can subscribe to the channel here. And if you're listening to the podcast, you can subscribe wherever you prefer to listen. Foundation standards measure whether something was done. They're objective, consistent, and accomplished the same way every time. You can assess them with a simple yes or no. For example, did the agent, human or AI, verify required information? Did they enter data correctly? Did they relay data correctly? Did they code the interaction correctly? Yes or no? Consistency improves very quickly when you get foundation criteria in place. Think of piloting an aircraft. While flying might seem to be a matter of finesse, it's largely based on foundation criteria. Are you at the right airspeed? Are you at the right altitude? Is the landing gear down when you're landing? That doesn't happen in degrees. It's a yes or a no. AI, like a well-trained pilot, should be exceptional at foundation standards. That's actually one of its greatest strengths. I suggest that you build your suite of standards by first identifying those that are foundation. When you can assess performance with a simple yes or no, many will fall right into this category. Now, let's talk about finesse standards, which measure how something's done. They're more subjective, typically measured on a 3 or 4 or 5 point scale, and they allow for style and individuality, and they provide room for interpretation. For example, the agent listens carefully. They effectively probe for relevant input. They respond with empathy and warmth. Think of figure skating in the Olympics. Performance happens in degrees. It's not just did they land the jump, yes or no, but how did it go? How elegant was it? Now, finesse standards help build customer relationships. They're the secret to ensuring your customers feel great about your organization. Finesse standards are a powerful complement to foundation standards. They build loyalty, they build affinity. Here's where it gets interesting with AI. Early AI interactions were mostly foundation-based. Did it answer the question? Was it accurate? But current AI tools are getting better by the day, and they're increasingly being evaluated on finesse as well. Did it strike the right tone? Does it feel human? Does it reflect your brand's personality? These are now legitimate quality dimensions for AI, not just humans. Back your standards up with clear descriptions of what good looks like, and make sure everyone, your coaches, your quality team, your AI developers, everyone understands standards the same way. Think about the best flight attendants you've encountered. They cover every required safety point. That's foundation, but the great ones do it with warmth, humor, and a personal touch that actually makes you look up from your phone and maybe even smile. That's finesse. And it's the difference between an interaction that's very, it's merely complete and one that actually is memorable, very effective. I recommend a healthy mix of foundation and finesse criteria. Don't stress too much about the ratio, whatever it is and whatever makes sense in your environment. Maybe it's 60-40, 60% foundation, 40% finesse, or half and half, whatever. Just reflect what you really want to see happen in your services and keep it manageable. Don't create hundreds of standards. Focus on just those few key areas that give your service just the right touch. Get your team involved in defining both types of criteria, and yes, include AI performance in that conversation. You may be surprised at how clarifying it is to ask, should our AI meet this standard too? And sometimes the answer sharpens your thinking for humans as well. Here's a power tip. When building finesse standards for AI, don't just borrow from your human quality rubric. Build in a specific check for naturalness. Ask, does this response sound like something a thoughtful human would say? If it sounds robotic or overly formal or like it was generated by a machine, that's a finesse failure. Even if every fact was correct, train your QA reviewers to flag this and feed that feedback into your AI improvement cycle. A contact center manager was reviewing AI chatbot transcripts and noticed something that stopped her cold. The bot was technically doing everything right, answering accurately, resolving requests, staying on topic, foundation standards, yep, check. But the interactions felt off, transactional, almost clinical. They could see that in their scores. In one exchange, a customer wrote, "I'm so confused by this bill. I've been a customer for years and this just doesn't seem right." The bot's response, "Your current balance is $214. Your last payment was received on the 14th. Is there anything else I can help you with?" Accurate? Yeah, I guess so. Completely tone deaf, though. The customer had signaled frustration and loyalty in the same sentence, two things a skilled human agent would have immediately recognized and responded to. And the bot walked right past both. And yeah, that's where you see it in your customer feedback scores. And more importantly, what they're experiencing, what they the feeling they're developing about your brand. When the team went back and applied finesse standards, does the response acknowledge the customer's emotional state? Does it reflect their history with us? Does it sound like someone who actually wants to help? They realized they'd built a very efficient machine that had no idea how to build relationships. So they retrained with that lens. The transcripts got warmer, and yeah, the customers noticed. So quality standards matter as much as ever for humans and now AI. Shape them together, apply them consistently for your environment, look at them across the board and ensure they're representing your brand, and your customers will notice. For more on how customer experience, customer service, and contact centers are evolving, head over to bradcleveland.com, where you can subscribe to my free newsletter and find resources to help you and your team. You can connect with me there as well. Thank you so much for joining me.